through doors, and I love you. So today is segment 2 of compassion. So, get ready. First of all, I wanted to speak about the difference between them. First of all, peace is a word that I use to describe the absence of suffering. So when you're in peace or at peace, you're not suffering whatsoever. And it's kind of interesting how this works sometimes because, I mean, if you ever have felt total peace, well, there's this thing about suffering where we all kind of suffer until none of us do. We're all connected to one another, and life is challenging in some way until we all help each other through and help ourselves through. Well, probably help ourselves and then help others, I would say. It's a wiser way to go about things because you can only really help people through yourself, and if you're not at your best, then yeah, it's not going to be very helpful. I will say this though, that you don't always have to be completely at your best to help someone. If it were a situation where you were either going to help someone that's suffering and they lost a loved one, or you're going to go do yoga to feel blissful, I would help the person and do yoga later, sort of thing. You know, you never know. Even hang out with that person until you're doing yoga together, or some kind of practice or means of attaining peace. It doesn't have to be yoga, but this is the thing. I'm not just speaking of peace of mind. I'm speaking of the absence of suffering. And when this does happen, it might just happen to you. I feel like it's a temporary thing in a sense. I don't know this for sure, but I feel like it's a temporary thing in the sense where, well, if you don't suffer for 10 minutes at all, then you might just feel twice the amount of suffering. I don't know how to explain this, but you might suffer for 10 minutes after that to kind of catch up to or reconnect and catch up with suffering, kind of like reconnect to the concept of suffering, which does connect you to all. In a sense, it connects you to other beings and such things. We're all in this together. I really mean it. So peace is the absence of suffering. And peacefulness means, well, no matter how terrible you feel, no matter how much you're suffering, there's no fear or conflict or illusion in your life, your light, and your love. So suffering in this context then wouldn't be self-inflicted whatsoever. If you're peaceful, you're not adding to the problem in any way. You're not inflicting suffering. You're not causing it in any way. If you have mastered peacefulness, then no matter how bad you feel, how much you're suffering, you still manage to respond peacefully. So peacefulness is more of an extension, it's is more of a response or an outer thing. If peace is an inner thing, which I feel it is, works with inner perceptions, your mind, but really all elements of yourself. And that's why I said yoga, is because I feel like that's one great example of a practice that works on multiple levels of being, your whole nature, really, not just your mind, but your body too, and your energy, and just like, yeah. So I've described the difference between peace and peacefulness, but how do you achieve peace? Well, honestly, there's a very simple place that you can start finding peace. And it's really just finding it wherever you can. If you value it enough, you care about it enough to find inner peace, to be at peace with all things, with suffering as well, in a way. Yeah, of course. Kind of lost my train of thought, but if you feel like you value peace, then you'll just do anything to achieve it. And you can start reading a book. There's Buddhism, there's so many spiritual texts. I don't know. And I got my YouTube channel, there's YouTube, there's so many ways to find peace. It's something that can be achieved, or reached, or whatever. Yeah, so peace peace can be achieved. And it's really like, if you're like a being praying to source and you're praying to love, same thing, then it's really like the part of you that's praying for love, for peace, is really the part of you that needs to reach peace. So it's not really constructive to actually pray for peace, in a sense. Like, it depends what context we're talking about, I suppose. But in this context, it's not really constructive to pray for peace, because the part of you that's praying, that's feeling separate and is asking for something, in other words, it feels like it's in lack, believes it's in lack, it's the part of you that needs to reach peace. So it's you, like, if you think you're a human being, or you think you're this or that, like, if I'm talking to you and you're the one watching the video, you got to reach peace in order to, well, allow love to enter you, really. There's no other way to really embody love and nature, which is love, life, and light together. There's no way to really embody nature fully, unless you've reached peace, and also peacefulness, which I feel is achieved in a way, when we just kind of respond to life from a place of peace. I suppose. The thing is, it feels a little more complex than that. Like you could suffer and be peaceful. So you don't actually need peace, really. In a way, like, yeah, the progression of ascension does go through peace before peacefulness, and that's very important. But I feel like once you achieve total peace, then life could possibly put you through the test of peacefulness, which is really like losing your peace And really, in the end, what this is discovering how to defend, or not defend, sorry, that's the wrong word, completely wrong word. I don't really like to use defend, attack in my vocabulary with my words. It's conflict. I use the word protect. So you want to protect your peace with your peacefulness, and that's what the goal is. But what the test of peacefulness is going through challenges in life and losing your peace, but still being peaceful in your it's such a magical thing to me, still being peaceful regardless of how you're treated, and just basically you can still stand up for what's right, um, and do the just thing and all that. But I feel like mostly it's about like expressing peace in some way. I know like that might not make sense to a lot of people, but it's not really peace you're sharing, because you can't share peace. It's an inner thing. It's an inner answer. And peacefulness is an outer answer. It's how you live peace, or how you express peace, how you share it, how you embody, or whatever. Yeah. So I feel like they're like peace and peacefulness are both inner answers, in a way, like, and well, on the note of peacefulness, I feel like it is an inner answer, but until you actually prove it to yourself that you are peaceful through experience and through living it and facing challenges without peace and still being peaceful, without that experience, I feel like you can't really know as confidently if you are truly peaceful. So proving it to yourself does help, and it kind of just will happen naturally in hopefully a peaceful, in peace sort of way. But I do want to say that the path of nature is not easy, and easy never led anyone to greatness. So I feel like saying the path of nature is not easy, but very, very difficult. And it's because it leads the ones who walk the path of nature to ineffable greatness, to unequivocal greatness. So there's the inner answer of peace. Let's talk about it this way now. So there's the inner answer of peace, and I do feel like this is really important to well, honestly, like it's the lack of suffering. It's like the healing of suffering. So it's obviously like very important to like to reach peace. And then what your suffering really is after you reach peace isn't really your own suffering. So it doesn't take long for one to realize that they're not suffering in vain. They're actually healing people, and they're taking on other things that aren't their own karma anymore. But it's not in vain, it's to help. And sometimes us, like high-level spiritual beings or whatever, sorry, I don't want to be all fucking ridiculous here, but I feel like us highly ascended beings suffer still. Sorry to disappoint or something, I guess. I don't know. I think that it's kind of a crime to disconnect from suffering completely. So I don't feel so bad saying it, actually. It's still hard. Reach your answer is still hard, you know. It's life. It's hard for everyone until it's easy for everyone, if that makes sense. Until it's nature again, or nature for the first time ever. I should say. I think I should say it that way. So there's the inner answer of peace, and then there's proving the inner answer externally, which is peacefulness. So I guess I've spoke of that already, but I think it's important to know that peacefulness is born from peace, and it's really peace's expression. It's peace's protector too. And once you really, you know, achieve total peace and then pass the test of peacefulness, prove to yourself that no matter what, you're going to be peaceful. You're not going to add to the problem or go evil or something. You're just going to stay in the light and be a healing, loving presence. Then, yeah, well, then that's good. So the application of peace is really, well, in a way, just being in peace, being at peace. This is contagious, I feel. It's like you don't want to be like going up and like, hey, I'm the leader, this is what we do. No, it's more like leading by example and just being yourself and not going around saying, I am this, I am that, I am love, so I'm so good or whatever. Or like, I'm this specific god or goddess or whatever, and that's what makes me cool or whatever. It's more like be yourself and everyone will come to know. Because if you truly embody, like, for example, love, it's more like it manifests as going up to someone saying, I love you, than it is actually saying, like, I am love. And there's all these people saying, like, I am love, why don't you respect me or whatever. Like, why don't you, like, learn from me, or why don't you, what are you doing, I'm love, or whatever. It's like, how do you, like, what is this crap or whatever, you know? Just saying. So that's the application of peace and the application of peacefulness. It's really, well, after passing the test of peacefulness and proving to yourself that you can be peaceful no matter what, then, which I don't know if this is necessary for everyone to go through this, but I think that it's important that I did. I'll just say it that way. I don't wish anyone suffering, of course, so it's like probably why I'm saying this in this way. The application of peacefulness is really, well, learning and mastering, learning how to master and mastering protecting your peace. So once you've passed the test of peacefulness, your peace is returned to you. And you learn with your peacefulness how to protect your peace. But there needs to be empathy, and there needs to be, well, all these other parts of compassion involved too, because you need to be able to heal suffering. And if you're not suffering, if you're in peace all the time, you need to have an understanding here and a connection. If there's no connection made to suffering, then you're just an ignorant, like, person or being. So don't be ignorant, like, please. And yeah, just want to say that. So wouldn't that feel good to be in peace and then have this like protective peacefulness that is like who you are. It's like how you are, I suppose. It's how you respond, how you act, how you live your life. Yeah, I'm just trying to motivate and inspire you all, because it feels great to achieve this, both of these things hand in hand. And that leads me to the next note, which is how they work hand in hand to complement one another. Peace and peacefulness. Well, I mean, I kind of already talked about it. It's like peace is some inner answer, and peacefulness is an external protector of peace. So the source of peacefulness is peace. At least that's how I look at it. Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the video and just say I'm Shapeshifter. I walk through doors. Yep. So anyway, peace and love and peacefulness and love and light and life and nature. I love you all. Have a magical day.